Mrs. Green Apple, we are continuing our track by track listen through to the Ensemble album with the song Smile of Dreamer. That is just a very pleasant sounding name for a song. Doesn't it just sound so happy? Look, we have just come out of what I would probably describe as one of the most intriguing selections of songs I can really think of. It's been quite a roller coaster over the last four songs. I mean, the whole album's been really interesting. But, you know, with Hajimari being quite a punkish kind of song with strings added, they are having a classic old school, almost theatrical vibe. And then we've got Whoa, 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 or Woo, 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 or whatever you want to call it, which had an EDM vibe that was kind of experimental to the point of almost feeling like a bad idea, but just about being brought round and dragged back at the last moment. This album has been through a lot in the last few songs, especially Smile of Dreamer. I have no idea what to expect. It is part of this run of non-music video songs, which to me is always the just exciting part of the album, because you don't know what it's going to be. You know it's not a single, so there could be any degree of experimentation. But let's jump in, find out what Smile of Dreamer is, and speak a little bit more about it afterwards. Usual things, YouTube stuff, like, subscribe. I never usually say that in my videos. I just thought I would today. Remember to like and subscribe. That was very dull of me, wasn't it? Let's go.
おふざけも必要温かい愛情苦い深い傷も人間には必要褒められて伸びよう壮大な妄想問答は無用笑っていいよ
Okay, that's not how I expected it to go.
荒波のような世の中だけどなんとか楽しく過ごせています晩ご飯は何にしようか今日はそれで乗り越えました春になった花見の準備は
The bass has dropped out, waiting for it all to come back in.
そんなもんさ間違っちゃうくらいがいいねつまずいちゃうくらいがいいね傷ついた日の夜涙ながらしながら強くあろうとするそれでいいんだ
Okay, so far this has got a very quirky fun.
痩せたいモテたいと思えばやる気が湧いてくる気がする夏にはド派手な水着だ暑いはごまかしの冬だ夏になったやる気の出番はなくて
This is just a lot of fun so far, I've got to be honest. I'm really enjoying just the flow of this. It really is just like this simple pleasure embodied. Alright, next is up, I really hope this has got a good bridge.
私たちをいつも包んでいる
I like how it's continuing this off-key bit, letting the tension build up for the last chorus. Gonna break down. No, straight in, okay. I was about to say, it has to end like this, yeah. It has to go out on the bang. Got to stop it before the next song starts, but yeah, this was Do you know what? This was, in my humble opinion, a really good example of what a album track banger should be like. You know, one of those songs that, yes, it's never going to be the single, it's never going to be the song that gets the music video, but it is going to be the song that if you're a fan, you look forward to it every time the album comes on. If you're a fan, you hope that they play it live because you know it's going to be a really good party song if they do. If you're a fan, you'll be one of these people who probably listens to it regularly, even if no one else in the more normal fan base, the more casual fan base, has even heard of it. It's one of those songs. The reason I say this is because in a lot of ways this is just, it's immensely likable. You know, it's got this really sing-along chorus. It's got that kind of almost clinically compressed guitar, but it's a very sort of bouncy style of guitar. You know, it's very controlled, but it's got a good clear pop bounce. It's got a beat that runs along at double time much faster than I was expecting it to be. The intro gave me the vibe this was going to be like a mid-tempo rock song, and that it was going to come in sounding a little bit more sort of full body rock, but instead it just had a very light, gentle kind of bouncy electronic pop punk kind of vibe to it. I mean, if you listen to the drums throughout most of this song, the drums are very light. You got that fairly low kick, but like the snares, you got the kick, but the snare, it's pretty light. You know, it's obviously an electric sounding drum kit here rather than being a more sharp sounding full body kit. But you've got that, everything about the drums is quite light. It's there just kind of more to make your foot tap, but it's not there to really kind of make you headbang. Same thing with the guitars. They got this sort of nice kind of sharp, biting rock vibe that at the beginning gives them a definite sense of it really makes you know when to bob your head, but it's not got that kind of gritty, loud electric guitar sound that's supposed to make you head bang. It sounds more like the sort of guitar that you would hear in in like a pop punk song than in an actual like heavy rock song. And of course, you know, you think heavy metal, you think pop punk. Both genres have those kind of stabbing guitar bits, but the way you produce it and the sound you use really does kind of give a lot of your intentions over to the listener in a very clear way. And this is that kind of guitar that really has that nice, clean, and yet at the same time electric sound. So everything about the drums, the guitars, the vocals, it's loud in a fun way. It's kind of infectiously enjoyable in like a dog wagging its tail kind of way, more than a lion trying to hunt you down and kill you kind of way. And for me, this is what this song really has. It has all of those elements. It has a nice catchy chorus you can sing along to. I'm sure it would be great live. It's got all of those qualities. And yet, yeah, it's not a single. The reason why it's not a single, you know, it's got a good chorus, but it's not the most memorably unique chorus. It's got an enjoyable and very effective sound, but it's a sound that we've all heard in many other songs before. It really is a song that is interesting because it's different from everything else that we've had on the album thus far. It's interesting because it's very effective. It's interesting because it is enjoyable and it does elicit all the right emotions when you hear it. And yet at the same time, it's also a song that very much is not an exceptional example. It's just very effective and fun in its own modest way. So for me, this is definitely, this is the quintessential example of one of those album track bangers. It's never going to be the single. It's never going to be the one that's like topping the charts, but it is going to be that song that makes you smile when it comes on. And I would love to hear this song live. I just think it would be a lot of fun. It's definitely, it's a simple pleasure. It's just one that people would have fun singing along to. But anyway, there you go. As always, those are my thoughts on that one. I am actually especially interested to know how fans think about this one because, as I say, given the way that the song comes across to me, I can't help but wonder whether this is a fan favourite. I remember when I always come back to mentioning Kemosabe because Kemosabe was one of the first songs I heard that really surprised me from Mrs. Green Apple. And I remember so many people were like, oh, you got to check out Kemosabe, you got to check out Kemosabe. And it seemed to be like an album track favourite. I wonder whether this elicits similar feelings from a lot of the fan base. And it's also curious because, of course, we just came out of Woo 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 Whoa Whoa Whoa. That was a song that, again, did seem to be going for a similarly kind of not overly complicated, slightly electric, well, in that case, more electric beat kind of party song. But that one felt a little bit like it just about worked at the end, but it didn't really quite feel like Omori was comfortable or 100% ready to do that song. It almost felt like it was like an alpha version or a beta version of a concept that wasn't fully formed yet. Whereas this song just feels like, yeah, it's simple, but this is the sort of song that Omori could do in his sleep, and he does it really well here. So yeah, guys, as always, let me know what you think, and until I hopefully see you very soon in the comments or in the next one of these videos or in the Discord or wherever it may be. Until then, for now, ciao ciao.